In this video, I want to show you how to replace a belt in this particular version of the sharpener. Now, this is a little different than the Freedom Sharpener if you have one. The Freedom Sharpener has holes here and here, so these 4 spots, and you can kind of pull this out as an access panel to the belt. However, the standard model is a little different than that, so I'm going to show that to you right now. The first thing you'd want to do is there's probably going to be your side table right here. You can loosen up the screw that goes here, and this screw will have to come completely out. But for sake of brevity, I've already have that out. So the only thing we need to take out now is this screw, this screw, this screw, and this screw. So it's just 4 screws. First thing I'm going to do is I am going to shove as much as I can the wiring forward, so as we pull this out, it doesn't put unnecessary stress on the wire. I'm going to go ahead and use an electric driver. By the way, the tool that comes with it, the hex tool that comes with it, will take these out. I'm just using this because it's quicker. Alright, this is the last one. So when we take this out, it's designed as such that we kind of have to rotate it out this way. You'll see when I pull it out. So you have to rotate it out that way, otherwise the motor will interfere. So as we pull it out, we want to feed this in just a little bit more if we can. You get as much room as we have possible to work with this. So as you can see, this motor slides back and forth here to create tension on this belt. Alright, so I am going to go ahead and loosen this up. Now there is some Loctite on these screws, so it might take a little bit of force to get it undone, but it's not too bad. So let's get these undone. Try not to lose the lock washer on there. And this motor does have to come all the way off in order to get the belt off. Okay, so once that's off, we're just going to tilt the motor and they'll come right off. And there you have it. That's all it really takes. Now to put it back on, I would loop it around the grinding wheel pulley first. Take your motor, kind of tilt it in like that, and then you're good. So I hold on to the motor. I keep it where I can see the threaded holes. I will just kind of drop that screw in there and get it started. And the Loctite that's on there should still be good to hold it. Now I'm going to have to set this down so I can use 2 hands here. Put the lock washer back on. Find that other screw hole in the motor. And screw it on to get it almost tight on both sides of this. Now what I typically do is you don't want to like smash this all the way as tight as it can go. I would just kind of make it, I know this is not very specific, but I just kind of put kind of firm pressure on there, not too much. And then I'll go ahead and tighten these. It doesn't take a whole lot on there to get it tight. If you get it too tight, see, now that's way too loose. Let me redo that. I must have let go of that part way during it. Alright, so I'm pushing that forward. Keep pushing it forward. Alright, so now we've got that on there. It should be able to have some flex to it. If there's no flex to it, what'll happen is it'll get hotter than it needs to be, and it also just puts excess wear and bearings. So there you have it, the actual placing of the belt. So to put this back in, we're going to tilt it in. You can pull this cable a little bit if it gets in the way. Tilt it in, putting that motor in first. Rotate it in. Then I like to put these screws in first. Does not need to go in with any excess force. Just kind of finger tight. All right, and that's it. Now, if you happen to need to replace the grinding wheel, it's pretty much the same procedure, except after you pull this piece out, you'll remove these 4 screws and this side panel comes off, and the actual grinding wheel itself can pull out to be replaced. Okay, so there you have it. It's that simple, and I'm sure once you get into it, you'll see exactly how it has to be done. All right, I'll talk to you later.